So nervous. Okay. My father used to characterize me as one of God's delicate children. Delicate is Southern code for, you'll be swell, you'll be great, gonna have the whole world on a plate. Starting here, starting now, honey, everything's coming up, roses and daffodils, everything's coming up, sunshine and lollipops, everything's coming up, roses for me and for you and for you. Dad would say, you get that from your mom's side of the family. Just kidding. Dad enjoyed musicals too. He just liked them in a more heterosexual way. My parents divorced when I was an infant, and Dad raised me. We moved into this 6-bedroom, $200,000 mansion in a brand new suburban development. We moved there the same year Poltergeist hit theaters. Each night in bed, I waited for my closet to turn into a demonic child-eating vagina. You may think it's odd for a kid to imagine his closet's a haunted twat. My sex obsession I get from my dad's side of the family. Growing up, Dad never made much of an effort to hide his porno tapes. By the time I was in the 4th grade, I loved an adult movie called Inside Seika. Seika is not a country. With Mom gone, I wanted Dad to meet Seika, fall in love, and get married. Seika even looks like a stickier version of my mom. I was like little orphan Annie, sitting on my windowsill, singing songs to the ladies in my father's porno movies. And maybe now this dress, the last one of its kind. Won't you please come get your baby? My daddy Warbucks was always at work. I spent a lot of time at home alone, which is scary for a latchkey kid. At school, teachers convinced us that we'd be kidnapped because our parents didn't have enough time to take care of us. Administrators called us into the auditorium every year and warned us about talking to strangers. A portly, balding neighborhood constable addressed our pink faces. He claimed, statistics say that one person in this room will be kidnapped. Which one of you will it be? Oh, let it be me! Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. They gave a week for the message to settle in our little brains. Every stranger became a potential child predator. The following week, we were ushered back to the cafeteria, where a new guest speaker shoved fundraising packets into our hands. He urged us to go door to door selling wrapping paper to the same strangers who only a week ago might kidnap and kill us. But if I sell $100 in summer sausages, I get an Olivia Newton-John in concert poster, hair in a shaggy perm, strangling a stray dog. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. The year is 1982. Dad just dropped me off at my mom's house for my monthly tear-filled visit. That makes staying with my mom sound like I'm getting my period. I'm not. I didn't get my period until I was 13, then boom, pregnant by 14. Another teen statistic. Reproduction, hope he's proud of what he's done. Grease 2 flickers on the tube television in my maternal half-brother Randy's room. Randy's 15, I'm 6. Midway through the movie, he digs through his closet and locates an oblong object that vibrates after he plugs it into the wall. As instructed, I unbutton my Oshkosh and pull them to my knees. Randy places the vibrator against my tiny penis and then commands me to return the favor. The next part of my lesson includes a demonstration of oral sex. Yours is too small. Put mine in your mouth. Shh. Hush, my darling, don't you cry. Quiet angel, forget their lies. Our lips are sealed. Our lips are sealed. Wow, 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 wow. Months later, I'm back at home at my dad's house, and miles away from Randy. My fraternal half-brother, Jeff, invites some of his high school buddies over to our house. The young men smoke pot, drink beer, and play pool in our game room. I creep as close as I can get to eavesdrop on their conversation. Jeff's friend Lonnie catches me as he breaks from the group and looks for a bathroom. Lonnie's 17 and has thick, wavy blonde hair like Christopher Atkins from the movie The Blue Lagoon. I can't remember all the details, just the big moments. Not the entire movie, just key scenes. Bits that stain and linger like a bruise left in a punch's wake. Lonnie takes me to the downstairs den and asks me to touch his penis. Use both hands. Valley Girl plays on HBO in the background. Moving forward, using all my breath. Making love to you was never second best. I'm bent over the couch. Lonnie tucks his penis between my legs and thrusts. Not penetrating me, but using my thigh gap as a sex toy. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Dirty, dirty boy. Sloppy little skunk. How did you become tarnished with so much yucky gunk? Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. I can do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb, 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 climb. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir. When I was in high school, I was captain of the drama club. Not theater. Drama! Anger! Angst! But I was also in theater and speech, which are gateway drugs to drama. In speech, I competed in dramatic interpretation, otherwise known as DI, appropriately named because in these 10-minute performances, most characters D-I-E. I am a Jewish girl in the Holocaust. I never saw another butterfly because I died. Starting Monday, I'm gonna go on a road trip with my best friend. Starting Monday, I'm gonna swim in the ocean. Starting Monday, I will ask out the man of my dreams. But Monday's a lie. Because Sunday, I die. Every weekend, thousands of kids travel to schools across the country and participate in drama tournaments. 15-year-olds perform monologues about topics with which they are intimately familiar. AIDS, prison rape, heroin addiction. Bus drivers act as judges, rank ordering teen drama queens from least to most dramatic. I must have been pretty drama because I qualified for state in every event in which I competed. Dramatic interpretation, or DI, die. Humorous interpretation, or HI, hi. Original oratory, uh-oh. These tournaments were everything to me when I was in high school. After a judge called on me to perform, I'd walk to the front of the room, I'd survey the crowd, and ask, judges ready? Timekeeper ready? Audience ready? Like I was about to perform brain surgery. My freshman year, I performed a dramatic monologue from the play The Addict by Jerome McDonough. My character died after a bad LSD trip. I woke up and there were rats chewing behind my eyes. I beat my head against my fist again and again, but they wouldn't stop. I found my grandmother's knitting needles and shoved them into my eyes. I kept shoving until the rats quit chewing. While other high school boys played football and baseball on the weekends, I pretended rats were chewing behind my eyes. I also dabbled in theater. I played French waiter in The Pink Panther Returns, but I'm probably best known for my work as Jack in the Sci-Fair high school production of Into the Woods. There were big, tall, terrible, awesome, scary, wonderful giants in the sky! Yeah! After high school graduation, I majored in theater at the University of Houston. The year is 1994. You ought to know! My acting teacher at the school is a peroxide blonde named Carolyn Boone. Carolyn's a big hit on the community theater circuit with her searing rendition of My Left Breast. She takes the stage, pulling her chick jeans up by the belt loops, giving her camel toe just enough breathing room. Carolyn begins her monologue. So, yeah, one of my breasts isn't real. Do you know which one? It's this one. Then she flicks her right nipple, which kills any suspension of disbelief in a play called My Left Breast. Theater is a safe space for gay high school students, but college theater is a wasteland when you're aggressively homosexual. Why is your Oedipus so flamboyant? Prick, would it be so obvious? You realize Biflomen isn't gay, right? Carolyn Boone's smoke-weathered eyes scream at me, "Butch it up, Fox!" Then she kicks up her right leg and queefs. Not really, but she's a villain in this story, so let's just go. My sophomore year, I transferred to the University of Texas at Austin and auditioned for the speech team. Time to go back to my roots, back to where I cut my teeth, back to performing death in 10 minutes. Judges ready? Give me a D-I-E. I performed Josh Kornbluth's The Red Diaper Baby, which chronicles the author's relationship with his Russian, Jewish, communist father, who dies. And I put a shovel full of dirt onto the lid of my dad's coffin, in a hole. Well, you may be good at football, you may be good at track, but when it comes to death and prose, you better watch your back. I dramatically rendered the autobiography of gay comic Bob Smith. You'll never believe what happens to Bob's father at the end of this book. Any takers? He dies, he dies. We walked into the room and saw Dad lying in his casket. His face had been heavily made up. He looked like an old drag queen, which is not how I think most heterosexual men want to be remembered. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, death is knocking at the door. I performed all of these pieces while Alzheimer's disease, like an aimless sculptor, slowly chipped away at my dad. Well, life has a funny way of sneaking up on you when you think everything's okay. And everything's going right. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you're already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought or figured? Well, life has a funny way of sneaking up on you, how. Life has a funny way of helping you out. Helping you out. Let me go back. Aw. I was a late-in-life child for Dad, who was 56 when I came slithering out of my mom's vagina. Growing up, whenever I asked Dad how old he was, he'd reply, 50. I thought he was perpetually 50 for the first 10 years of my life. One night we got into a car accident, and I overheard a police officer say, Dad was born in 1920? I immediately became Stephen Hawking. Imaginary numbers fell like tennis balls before my eyes. 1986 minus 1920 and the square root of pi after carrying the two. Ew! Dad is 66? Dad was not like other fathers in my neighborhood. He was aggressively Jewish. By that, I mean he was a non-practicing Jew from New York, which qualifies as antagonistic Judaism in Cypress, Texas. He loved walking around the house nude. It didn't matter if I was having a slumber party. That probably encouraged him. Nude Dad would saunter into the kitchen, balls stuck to each meaty leg. He'd run into one of my friends and say, "Oh, hello, John," even if it were Brad. If it were a group of my friends in the kitchen, Nude Dad would serenade us with musical numbers. Oh, baby, won't you play me la jazz hot, maybe, and don't ever let it end. I'll tell you, friend, it's really something to hear. Wow, 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 I can't sit still when there's a rhythm near me. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. My love of musicals came from my dad. Dad introduced me to the best little whorehouse in Texas when I was 6. I skipped around elementary school singing, "As for pimps, Pimps are something you don't need to get your daily business done. Are you listening good? Blithely unaware of what I was belting to other first graders. Inappropriate! Blame my father. As they say, the fruit didn't fall far from the tree. Spotting my affinity for musicals, long hair, and feminine dress, Dad encouraged me at an early age to come out of the closet. He'd say, Rago, if you're gay, you can tell me. I will love you no matter what. This unconditional love infuriated me. I'm not gay, I cry. He's not gay. He's delicate. Dad's heart was as big as his enormous nose. We called it the famous fox nose. It had a large crater in it, right here, from where doctors dug out skin cancer, and a knobby little bump on its right side,